well, first thing I want to congratulate Weber. Weber's a really good team. Having a chance to compete against them twice and the resiliency that they show, congratulations to them on a year, and we happened to get by them twice, and we're fortunate to do that. I also want to thank all the people, whether it's facilities, sports facilities, the people in Bozeman that did everything we could to get that field as playable as possible. I can't imagine how that thing would have looked otherwise. So, our team, I think there was certainly ebbs and flows in that game. Defensively, we gave up the early score and then really played well for a couple quarters. Offensively, we were pretty steady, but we were kicking field goals instead of touchdowns. Obviously, a bunch of big plays in that third quarter to open it up, and then we ultimately finished, but it wasn't as pretty a fourth quarter. But the end result is the end result. We got to win, and we move on. So excited about that.
You think
so for that fourth field goal, but then you had a couple huge explosive plays, like you said. Or was the key to sort of turning that around and also just seizing that momentum in the third quarter, pulling away?
Well, I think on all those field goal attempts, we had a first down play. At least three of them were all of a sudden we were in second and long. And we got to stay ahead of the chains offensively. We're not built to be in real long yard situations, especially against the defense of Weaver's quality. Fortunately, we were able to get those points. Those points as we were stacking up those field goals were big. And the long one we missed, could have put us up. So they were 4 scores behind. Didn't go in. That was a long attempt, but appreciate Blake's effort. And I think we were just able to not get behind the chains in that third quarter. I think that was probably the biggest thing that resulted in being able to put 7s up instead of 3s.
The run game's been so diverse, but then you had, as Afonso back into it, you could really do the 2 quarterback thing at the same time too. So I mean, how much has it evolved? How diverse is it right now for you guys?
Well, I think adding Isaiah, you saw it on a few runs. He's a different guy. He's so hard to bring down. He can play so low to the ground. And at the same time, there's probably a little rust there. So I think him getting out there and having an impact today was big. Closing it out like we did, more so with the quarterbacks, was a good thing too. And we weren't expecting to have some of the same success maybe as that first game against them, where we got maybe out in the edges a little bit more. So it was an adjusted game plan. We probably ran more between the tackles today than we had that first time through. So, it obviously starts up front, but we got some talented guys that can touch it, and adding Isaiah is a real good thing for us.
I think you guys broke your single season rushing record today. I guess just what's your reaction to being able to break that record?
Well, I don't know. That's the way we have to do it. We got guys that can run it. We can make defenses really stressed, I guess, as far as how they're going to defend us, and ultimately to break the season record, that's a good accomplishment for sure. It's a product of how we have to play, I guess, and the success that we've consistently had. I think that's how you break records. You do things week in, week out, and that's what we've been able to find ways to do.
In the NAU game, you guys have played pretty well on defense since then. Is there anything specifically that you guys think you fixed, schematically or otherwise?
I think looking back at that game and watching Weber play NAU, that quarterback's really good. I think at the time in the record, you put that all together, you don't maybe give that kid enough credit that day, and they got some really good skilled guys. So, I think we've tackled better. I think we've played assignment football, better, and that's how you have to play. You have to be disciplined. The guys have to be where they're supposed to be, and when they got an opportunity to make a play, they have to. And I think we've done that better. It's not a matter of effort. I think our effort's been tremendous all year, but our execution, I think, has just been better. But again, that NAU deal, that quarterback is pretty good.
Coming off of an emotional win in the rivalry game a couple weeks ago, what did you think of your guys' just ability to refocus, prepare for this playoff game?
I think it was really good. Obviously, the brackets come out. It looks like a fair chance we'll play Weber again. Our guys were ready for that challenge. It wasn't like, why does this have to go this way? We got screwed or whatever. It was like, okay, that's the team that's going to come here. They're really good. We're going to have to play well. We're going to have to prepare well, and that's what our guys did. you saw it even that Sunday. I don't think our guys blinked. You know, they saw how it played out, and you know, Weaver's going to have potentially come up here again, and we're going to have our hands full. And you do against a team like that. They're good in all three phases, and you know, I think it was a completely different game than the first game, and I think that's what the way, you know, good teams find ways to adjust. I think we probably both did that a little bit, and ultimately to come out on top against them was a heck of an accomplishment.
Let's take 2 more questions.
Defensively, what'd you think of Bobby Daly's play calling today?
No, I think Bobby, Sean Howe, Brian Shepard, Nick John Baptiste, they all stepped up and contributed, and you know, I thought I thought our guys played fast. So yeah, credit to those guys, you know, picking up when they needed to and executing their jobs today.
Last one.
Now you're moving on to the playoffs, so something to celebrate, but also now something to prepare for again. So how do you sort of readjust and focus?
Yeah, I think you're kind of in that season mode. Obviously, you got an opponent coming up, playing them next weekend, whenever that's going to be. I think we know who that's going to be right now. So you dive into the prep starting tomorrow, and you move forward. I think it's a great thing that you got to be able to stack these weeks up, because it ultimately brings out a true champion. And you know, I think this team has the right makeup, and now we got to go, take on another challenge.